Good evening. Alright, here we go with the reaction.
I was stunned in amaze, realizing the facts and messages from the video. It makes me question myself if am I really connected. It actually makes sense now. We're afraid of having a real conversation because it's too fearful to say too much that might hurt someone's feelings, but we cannot change the facts that that's how the world works. We need to start having a real conversation to be heard and must stop sugarcoating everything just to make all just right. If we succeed to do that, it's the first step of not being alone and we can be connected.
After watching the video entitled Connected But Alone by Turkle, it makes me realize that technology has a great impact on our daily basis. It helps us to connect with friends, with our family, with our loved ones, even though they are far away from us. We are connected through technology, yet we are also cut off to the real world. While watching the video, I tend to realize that in our modern generation, we are losing or we are forgetting what is the real meaning of connection or connecting to one another because in our modern days, we tend to use technology as a way of connection and communication. But let us practice and let us go back to the real connection that we need before we had our technology. Because it is important to have social interaction and aside from that, we can also express what our feelings. We can express the real feelings of us.
Turkle's TED Talk entitled Connected But Alone addresses the impact of technology on human interactions. She highlights how we've become reliant on devices, allowing them to shape our behavior and even change who we are. Turkle argues that technology has improved communication and efficiency in making connections. She introduces the Goldilocks effect, where people desire controlled relationships, neither too close nor too distant. This concept reflects our preference for maintaining control and avoiding unexpected surprises. Watching the video from TED Talks made me realize things in life, what matters most, and what we uncontrollably or unconsciously do already as if it was an immediate reflex. As a student in the 21st century, technology has been a vital part of our everyday living. But despite its undeniable assistance, we should set our own boundaries to it and live and experience life not on a device screen, but as it is on real time.
In some ways, also, it feels like in the internet, we are in control of how we move, how we do things because, like what she said, we can edit, we can delete easily and conveniently, right? Unlike when we have a conversation in real life, you can't just have the luxury of doing that. For me, this also kind of reflects how people in social media feel the need to seek validation from the number of their likes, the number of their comments, the number of the shares in their posts. And I think that's one of the sad things also because like what she said earlier, it has something to do with people being conscious of the fact that no one is listening to them. Social media brings a disguise to that issue. We think that we are in control of how we act in the virtual world, but if you think about it, are we really in control? Or is technology in control of us?
I think this video lecture made me realize that technology is not just something we could change, but it is the one who can change us and the way we live. It might be something positive and even negative. One example of this is the way we express ourselves or communicate. Sherry Turkle mentioned a while ago that technology can hinder us to focus on things and to communicate expressively with emotion. It made me feel so sad that people these days only rely to online communications and are unable to say things with emotions or what they really feel because of the in-person communication barrier technology had created.
Being connected anywhere, anytime with technology and any kind of devices can create a barrier and can decrease our own ability on making conversation in real life. We expect more from technology and less from each other. Yes, it is real. Maybe the reason why we always rely now in technology because of its fantasy, the thing provided to make our life easy. But in reality, it is it just make our communication ability to have distance on what is right.
Yeah, I appreciate first and foremost what was said in this video by Sherry Turkle. It's an eye-opening experience to watch it.
It seemed paradoxical to watch and react to the video in solitude, behind our screens, given its essence and the message it conveys.
At some point, I already knew what Sherry Turkle was going to say, but hearing or watching it as it is still made me feel like people in the modern world act like slaves of their own devices.
It does have a significance in my life with how I view the technology as a helpful tool for us to communicate easier and more convenient. But I've learned that it may cause us to cut connections or relationships because we focus more on our phones rather than family matters or example.
The topic of the video reflected the situation we are currently living in the modern age. There is certainly a conversation to be had concerning the unhealthy usage of the products brought about by technology, and the video magnified those issues in a tasteful way. The unprecedented feat of modernization, that is social media, takes a toll on an average adolescent's well-being.
True and real connection must have willingness and sincerity.
A real connection comes with vulnerability in a safe and accepting space where it may prosper. A real connection may sometimes be uncomfortable and mundane, but it is unconditionally bare and does not hide itself over the guise of romanticism.
A true and real connection encompasses a deep sense of mutual understanding, emotional resonance, and a genuine willingness to support and engage with one another authentically.